Absolutely. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is Painful Excellence Podcast. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? And tonight, it's going to be what I call grinding the axe. I'm going to grind the axe. What do you mean by that, Drew? Tonight, we're going to review a Kevin Samuels conversation. So if you don't like the brother, leave. See? Straight up and down. You don't like the brother, leave. Come back some other time. But I do things for a reason. I talk about things that are informative. I provide information that I believe is important. And they basically prove points that I've made. It's very important that you understand, especially if you're new here, why am I reviewing this? And I'm gonna be doing this often. I'm not only going to be reviewing Kevin Samuels. It's going to be a lot of things that I review here. I'm going to react to it because prior to this, I would make a point, and a lot of detractors would blame Kevin Samuels as the reason behind men making points. And here's the thing, and let me be very clear when I tell you this. Here's the thing. I don't need no person to make a point for me. The thing is, I enjoy the fact when I see other men online make these points, because it further proves that all these years that I'm not crazy. So it's kind of refreshing, not kind of, it's definitely refreshing when you see men like Kevin Samuels and a lot of these men out here, they make these points. You're like, wow, I'm not different after all. I've been making these, I've come to the same conclusions all these years. I'm not different. I'm not going crazy. There's men all around the world that feel the same way. And now since Kevin Samuels, I guess he was in a position where he led the charge in saying, hold up, enough is enough. These women they've shined a spotlight on themselves, and they've given their stupidity a megaphone. You see, that's what social media does sometimes. It gives people a megaphone, and whether it's great information or stupidity. It gives you a megaphone. So now that you got that megaphone on social media, what are you going to do with it? And what I've found is that in a lot of cases, a lot of people are just messed up. And let me be very clear. For 3 years, this man put a lot of these men on Front Street. You know, the men that didn't really care about their hygiene, didn't really care about their style of dress, still live in their mama basement with their name on an orange juice, living in seclusion, and then where they are not where they need to be as a man in life, they blame women and women don't want me and whatever. No, it's because your teeth are crooked, You have poor hygiene. You don't take care of yourself. That's why you can't get a woman, because you look like you don't care about your own personal appearance. If you don't choose to excel in academically, if you choose not to do that, well, man, you got to do something. Kevin Samuels wanted men to be the best versions of themselves. And what he didn't tolerate was men who are low class, low value, blame women for why they haven't achieved anything in life. Now, there are exceptions. There are exceptions. But to make excuses, he didn't have none of that. And I don't have none of that. You don't make excuses as to where you are in life, which is why he was the advocate for therapy. You understand? Hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So since I've been blamed and other platforms have been blamed, oh man, you're on Kevin Samuels. No. Like I said, there's a lot of brothers on social media that say the exact same things that I've been saying over the past 25 years or more. So now this is going to be an echo chamber on some nights. If you don't like it, leave. Because now I'm just going to ground the axe. And this will be what, my second or third reaction. And I felt that this was important. I'm sure you've seen this young lady, but now I'm gonna react to this, because it's labeled the most dangerous conversation. And you're gonna see, you look at some of these young men and you're wondering why they're walking around in life behaving a certain way, because their mothers are like this mother right here. And this is sad. Let me do this roll call real quick. Caden the Bad Guy, Shogun, Love is the Word, Corey Joe, Mr. Shelton, Mahari Nation Sports Podcast, Harmonize, Philip D. That's right, the Pet Packs in the building. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. The Quiet Storm, salute to you. A Condo, my brother, Tay Tay. What's going on, sis? I got super busy today. That's why I didn't call you back. I'll holler at you. Melanin, what's going on? Rod Neal, Derek Gaines, Eric Jordan. Ooh, jumped on me. Salute, Mr. Shelton. Hell yeah. Jeff Spark in the building. Night Train. My brother Eric Jordan in the super chat. Much love and appreciation. He says, rest in power to the Godfather. Kevin Samuels is the GOAT. He damn sure is. He damn sure is. Phenomenal Mexican. Salute. Reese Owie. What up? Healer, the teacher building. No Smoke Yahweh. Alan Young. Ryan Wright. All right, let's get to it, man. This was a gem. This was a gem. And I remember seeing this live. And all I could do was shake my head. I'm like, this is what we deal with. I've dealt with women like this. And not necessarily even deal with them on a romantic level. I've dealt with women like this just in basic conversation. Fellas, have y'all ever dealt with a woman where you're explaining something logically? Like, my lights are having red right now. And you'll tell the person the lights are red. And she'll say, that depends on how you look at it. No, The lights are red. 88 Sports Talk, salute. The lights are red, damn it. Please don't. Why is this becoming a debate? They're not red. They were off burgundy. The sky is blue. It's not blue. It's a light periwinkle. Look, man. MP.
What the fuck?
Salute. Those types of people are annoying, and they are extremely dangerous. And what I had to learn was how to avoid people like that and just flat out not deal with them. But I watched them from a distance. So when Kevin Samuels actually defined what women do, what modern women do to men when we don't get on their program of stupidity, when he said what they do, what did he always say? Shames, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. If you corner them on one topic, they'll take the goalpost, uproot it, move it somewhere else to make themselves right. You can corner them over there. Then they begin to insult you. You're just gay. You hate women. You hate black women. You hate your mother. Hit you with a guilt trip. You don't like black women. Black women are the mothers of the earth. Right. The black community will never move forward if you allow black women to be attacked. Right. And then when you lay out the statistics about how in the last decade or so, they've become the criminals that they said that we were. Black women, black men are being arrested a lot less, come to find out. Growth, what up, brother? Kofa in the building. No doubt, I appreciate you, good brother. We've gone to jail a lot less. They're going to jail a lot more. Had these two sisters just last week, right? Business owners, right? Forget their names. I just saw it. They were trafficking drugs, and they got caught trafficking drugs. These black women, y'all know what I'm talking about. It was all over the internet. No man made them do that. I just saw on Instagram, just not before I hit the live button. I had to save it. These women, Stormy, salute. Okay. I just saw a black woman, she goes live on her damn phone. And was telling this other black woman to come fight me. Come fight me. What do you want? What do you want? And they being each other from across the street. Shorty shot at her. She goes in her car and they shooting each other live on whatever. I don't know what they were. Live on Instagram. Tell me you're trying to go to jail without telling me you're trying to go to jail. The whole time. And I said, yo, not a man in sight. That's not an isolated incident. That's the thought process of a modern woman. They are behaving like the men that they say they've hated for years. How could this be? Black Gun Owners Magazine, salute. How could this be? What happened? 2.1 worth of cocaine they found from Cali. You believe this crap? Oh, yeah, Stormy. Okay. That's funny because my boy just texted me the same thing. He just texted me the same thing. Ain't that something? This is what these are modern women. There was nothing feminine about that. While holding the phone, she was running up the block, busting shots, whatever. They ran back to her car, put the phone down. They don't want to fight me. They want to shoot. I'm like, what is happening? Some rough-looking, overweight black woman. Now watch this. I'll look at that. Men will look at that and be like, that is so masculine and that's ridiculous. And there'll be some woman that'll ignore the actions of that video and say, you're not supposed to insult the queen mother of the earth. Kofa, you saw that? I just saw it a little while ago. I said, I don't believe this. That probably won't make the news. You know why? There's so much of that going on. It's hard to keep up. Amanaz, you saw that? Yeah. $2 million worth of drugs. But this shootout, you'd be surprised how common that is. Joe Townsend in the building. Kane the bad guy. Salute. Exactly, Tay-Tay. Those were not queens. Just like all black men are not kings. But a black man will get caught doing that and they'll paint us with a broad brush. No problem. But the facts, data, and statistics do not match the picture that has been painted on us. It doesn't match. Especially as of late, in the last 2 decades or so. It doesn't match. Oh, you're absent fathers. No. The CDC says otherwise. So what have they been talking about? What have they been talking about the last 20 years, 30 years? Oprah? What have they been talking about? It's a lie. After Oprah done sold her books and hit you in the head with the color purple, and this bitch came through with the how Stella got her groove back. Sheila, what's going on? After they done did all of that shit to us and put the negative on us with a magnifying glass, now the statistics state that that's a lie. Now what? But I'm looking at what's going on with black women. And when we say, wait, hold on, there's something going on there, that ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what they say? You get Ebony K. Williams that says, you know, we're failing in the leadership. We're failing in the income. All a lie. All a lie. Oh, we're killing you in the education department. Yeah, you're going to school and getting a degree in basket weaving. But you have a degree though. And magically, because you got a degree in basket weaving or whatever those degrees you get in, by the way, a lot of the women don't use the degrees that they have in the workforce. You look down on a man that gets a certificate in the trade, an electrician, because you go to school for that, a plumber, you go to school for that. And those guys are not broke. By today's standards, electricians make money. Plumbers make money. They're unionized. And they're blue-collar workers. But because you have a big head degree and you get a job that's making, let's say, $50,000 a year, you look down on men because you've gone to school, but you have college debt. Listen carefully. You have college debt. You choose the jobs that you more than likely work indoors. You have no, you look down on blue collar workers, you know, because man, we predominantly take the jobs that they don't want. They can be plumbers and electricians, but they choose not to be. They'd rather work in offices, indoors. They don't want to be out in the elements with us. working underground and fixing electrical stuff in the sewers where there's roaches and rats everywhere. They don't want to do that. They can, but they don't choose to do it. They'd rather be in the office pushing pencils. But they got a degree. You don't. You're doing all the work to get your hands dirty. But they'll look down on you if you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year. When the statistics show that the average black man makes $42,000 a year and the average black woman makes 36. But they in school the most. You see how it doesn't match? Phenomenal Mexican in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, these dudes want roughnecks now. It's flipped around. Yeah. Remember that song by MC Lyte? Gotta get a roughneck. I hated that song. I love MC Lyte, but I hated that song. Walk 'em down, ram in the building, salute. Hated that song. Thank you, Kane. Ebony K. Williams doesn't even use her degree. She's a media person. And I already put her dumb ass on blast. She killed herself. He said, degree in Eastern Yellow Mice reproduction. Exactly. She killed herself. Del Day, salute. She killed herself. She contradicted herself within a 24-hour period on whatever show she was on. Then she sat up there, I believe, on The View and talking about she froze her eggs. Why are you 39 years old freezing your goddamn eggs? What do you mean? No man wants you? Or the men that you want, the men that you think you deserve, don't want you? Now, why is it that with your degree, you're a lawyer with your degree, your net worth is in the millions and you're on TV, why can't you find a man? I'm sorry, you divested too. You went to Zaddy, 4-year relationship, and that didn't work. But sat on her show and blamed black men for not doing what we're supposed to do as to why she's single. You wasn't even checking for us. You went to Zaddy, and that still ain't work out. But women are gonna take advice from her? Make it make sense. Do you see why that was some clown shit? Y'all see? Y'all see? Let them talk. Y'all know how I do. I hate to beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grind the axe. A lot of people don't like me because of the Sugar Hill interview, but you know why they didn't like that? Because he couldn't tell me anything. There was no screaming, there was no hollering, there was no cursing. I let him talk. And there was no satisfactory answer that he gave. I had Femi on here. It kind of went viral. People say, Drew, man, you got a lot of patience letting her. I said, no. You know why I let that happen? Y'all needed to hear that because y'all don't know how common that is. If a foreign man said, I need to know, why should I date a black American woman? What's over here for me? And he watched that show when she was on here. And what if I told him, yo, look, bro, there's a lot of great black American women here. Unfortunately, you're going to have to find them because that is 80% of our sisters here. What do I mean by that? 80% of our sisters are overweight. Am I making that up or is that a real statistic? With a matching attitude. Oh, Philip D, I saw that. That's her name? Ranquel, that's her name. Antiola, she's smirking in the mugshot like it's funny. Davis, what up? I'm like, man, come on, dogs. Or bitch, a female dog, right? It's a bitch, right? Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Really? It's funny? Your life is over. You're laughing. Thank you, Quiet Storm. That Femi was a teachable moment, but she don't get it. She don't. I can tell. I've texted her back and forth, and you see she hasn't been back. I've been in contact with her. She went to another show, and she sent me screenshots of her response to the show. I wanted to see what show she went to. But she took her behind to another show, and the first thing they told her to do was cam up. And then from what she said was they clowned her. And I'm like, you see, what she don't understand is that with all that opinion, first of all, you're not checking yourself. How do you demand the highest quality of black man? How do you demand perfection from anyone? And you look like you don't care about your physical appearance. And when I kind of like tried to get her to say that, well, see what I was saying, she starts blaming birth control, which is another conversation in itself. But I need her back here because I need her to clarify some things. But she's low on the radar now. But if I told a foreigner, let's say a guy from Spain came here and says, I need a black American woman. I'm, the first thing I'll ask that person is, why do you say you need a black American woman? 8 times out of 10. You remember once upon a time, women would say, oh my God, you don't sexually harass me. You over-sexualize women. And no, do these black women get over-sexualized by men? Or are they doing it themselves? Nah, Calvin Moore, I'm just getting warmed up. Do they over-sexualize themselves? They over-sexualize themselves. Go to Instagram. I shit you not. I scroll down every 10 pages of people that I follow. There's some chick twerking. Then I scroll. There's some chick, doing something with a banana. I showed y'all the other queen, right? The other queen. Walking down around. I promise you, I'm gonna get her back. I promise you, I am. Let me get her to come back because I have questions. Remember, I showed you the queen, the light-skinned sister with the big butt. I said, okay. But I'm scrolling down her page and I saw a little boy who was a cancer survivor. That's her son. Why the hell is your son anywhere on your page? And she's not the only one doing crap like that. It's like, yo, if you out here twerking with a thong on, why are you putting your children on your business page? These men that's trying to look at you naked, they don't need to know you have a son. They don't need to know you have a daughter. They don't need to see your kids. What are you doing? And if you say that to her, she'll say, well, I'm a boss and I'm taking care of my business. Right, you're a boss. You're a boss chick, right? Okay, that's good. Shout out to the boss chicks. Let me ask the men a question. Men, what the hell are you going to do with a boss chick? Because bosses are bosses, right? Are you going to be her employee? No. Hell no. Hell no. It don't work. Healer, exactly. I heard it. I've never seen it, but I heard in the dating apps, women will be in their profile with their children. That'll make a man, listen, you advertising automatically, you putting up there with your chick. There's no man that's gonna look at that and say, I want to be a stepdaddy. No, he's looking at you and you might be fine. He says, well, I could smash that. That kid right there, I'm not coming in there for that. That's supposed to make a man want to get with you, a picture of you and your kid. But see, this behavior is normalized. I can't fathom this shit. But what we're about to review is a lost situation. This is pure logic. And for those women that hate Kevin Samuels, yeah, try, if you can stomach this, try and find something wrong here. When I ask these sisters that, hey man, fuck the clips, have you sat through a show? They haven't. They haven't. They haven't. I don't have to make you like this man. because I know what he was about. And I know who a lot of those women that called up barking were about. They were crazy. Land of 216 salute. You wanna know what's funny? Y'all wanna hear something funny? Last show, we had a dialogue with Destiny Black. Again, my job is not to soul power. What up? My job is not to make anyone like anybody or anything, but I stand on what I know. So the live goes up, right? And I get a notification that someone commented on the live. I go to the live and say who commented, because it just pops up. And I read the comments. It's our good buddy Shauna TV. And she puts in the comment section, I agree with everything that Destiny Black said. Oh, David, the real timer, salute. I know. I said, okay. And I just answered, you would, LOL. You sure would. I promise you. I promise you. Jizzle, what up? If I hold an open panel for a discussion on a relationship between men and women, it really ladies justifying the behavior of women, modern women today, you're not gonna win. You know why? We have facts, data, and statistics on our side. And once you go there, and this is leading into our discussion with Kevin Samuels today, the discussion he had with this woman. It's pointless to have a conversation with a person that doesn't believe in reality. These lights are red. That depends on how you look at it. I don't believe it is. I believe they're burgundy. I believe it's a hot pink. It's fucking red. What are you talking about? My Kango is black. It's like a midnight dark purple. It's black. God damn it. Once you throw statistics out the window, once you start saying, well, not all statistics is real. No. Statistics are just what they are. A lot of statistics are not 100%, but they're close enough. Oh, it says here it's 85%, but over here I found out it says it's 84. What? It's 1% off. It's still high. It's not, it says 85% over here, and over there it says 67%. No. Data was taken from here, here, and here, and it was all around the same, from 85 to 83%. It's still the same. But once you remove that logic, it don't even make sense to have that conversation. If you don't believe in facts, data, and statistics, and what happens is they'll go elsewhere where they don't believe in facts, data, and statistics because it's therapeutic. Oh, I don't believe that's right. Why not? Because in my personal opinion, on my block and the men that I've dealt with, it's like, okay, where do you live? Kansas City, in a small town outside of Kansas City. Okay. It's an all black town. Okay. With 4,000 people in it. Okay. You live in a small town with 4,000 people in it. Outside of Kansas City. Have you ever been to New York? No. Been to LA? No. Been to Idaho? No. Texas? No. Florida? No. Jersey? No. North, South Carolina? North, South Dakota? No. San Francisco? No. Okay, but you're gonna take what you know in your small ass town outside of Kansas City, and are your examples. A town that no one's fucking heard of. Right. So they go to places in spaces where it's therapeutic, where they don't believe in math. Eric Jordan in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He said, can't do nothing with the boss chick. Don't want to deal with a masculine chick, so I leave a chick like that alone. They not good recreation use. Yo, bro, exactly. There's nothing you can do with a boss chick, fellas, other than be her employee. And boss chicks, let me tell you, if you're gonna deal with a man because he has less than you, is that really a man? What do I say? What do I always say? Ladies, if you're dealing with a man, if you know a man is dealing with you because you make more than him, head for the hills. Unless you legitimately, unless he allows you to put a collar around his neck and he wants to be the fucking woman in the relationship. Mac of the South, my brother, salute. Rod Neal in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, why are unmarried women arguing with married men about how relationships? Oh my God.
Whoa! That's kind of pretty before it gets started. Oh, Froggy when courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy when courting, he did ride Crambo.
What?
Pipe bomb, right there. Showtime Major, salute. Do y'all understand why the Ebony K. Williams situation a couple of weeks ago was like so retarded? I'm looking at her like, you know, she's not ugly. And she's very successful and she's well-spoken, very educated. But why is she looking down on blue-collar workers? And then I see this clip of her in The View. She's talking about she froze her eggs and there's a possibility that her child will know where the father is. And I'm like, why is raising a kid, this is some Jetsons shit. But I was watching the Jetsons one day. It was so funny. They left the kids home one day, and in the Jetsons, you could do everything in the house by the push of a button. But Judy Jetson was so stupid. George and Jane went somewhere, left the kids home. She went to the damn wall and pressed the button, and a plate of black mold came out, like a mountain of black shit on a plate. And she said, holy stars, how do you burn ice cream? She went to make ice cream and burned it. She's so stupid, she can't press a button. Well, these are a lot of these people today, men and women. It's ridiculous. Thank you, MP. Facts take a back seat to feelings. We're going to see in a second. Jizzle 910 in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, rest in power to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, and thank God for Travis Rudolph is not guilty on all counts. I'm going to revisit that. I'm going to revisit that and go through that case when I get a minute. Because there was so many, and as a black man, as I'm watching the case, I'm like, man, this should be open and shut, man, because as a black man, I knew what happened. But you got to prove it. You got to prove it. And I'm like, man, I know what's going on here. And everything they said as a black man, was you not looking at that situation saying, man, I knew it. I know. And I was calling it as I'm hearing the story. I'm like, okay, it sounds like she did this. And then the video came out. And then she made the phone call and these fools turned up. They really didn't think what happened that night wasn't going to happen. That, you know, her brother probably never liked dude in the first place, was looking for a reason to get off on him. And boy, did it backfire.
Take that!
I don't feel sorry for those idiots. I don't feel sorry for that kid that lost his life. He was like, what, 21? With the hood on? I don't feel sorry for none of that shit. When they asked Travis Rudolph, do you plan on pursuing legal action against her? His lawyer stepped in and said, no, you know, we'll discuss that further down the road. They need to. The parents, in my opinion, the kid that's dead, he made a choice that night and it cost him his life, literally. But Travis needs to sue her. And all the men involved need to just say, yo, look, we reacted on some silly shit. But you know what? You didn't tell us that you was over there throwing around phones and breaking PlayStations. And we saw the Ring video, you swinging on him, and you lied and said that these niggas slammed you on your head. You didn't say that in the text. Because had you had told us that, we probably wouldn't have went over there. Because you started it. Dude told her when she found out that he was cheating on her with another chick, broke up his phone. You know what he told her? You just mad because Shorty on the phone looked better than you. And Shorty at 23 years old had just got a BBL. What are you doing at 23 getting a BBL? What are you doing at 23 getting a BBL? What are you doing at 23 years old getting a BBL? You're 23, not 33, not 43, not 53. You're 23. Everything with you, you can fix in about 24 to 36 months. Why are you getting a fucking, you lazy fat bitch? Why are you getting a BBL at 23 years old? Please explain. And you're in court with a goddamn, her wig looked like a helmet. Today's modern woman, ladies and gentlemen. My brother Jay-Z is in the building. Salute. Steve Elder Mac. Night Train. This shit is enraging. Do y'all understand another black man shot another black man over some stupidity that a black woman initiated? Do y'all understand that? Didn't I always say, before this case, didn't I always say how many black men are in jail or dead following behind some black bitch? I wonder what all four of those men, I wonder what their fathers thought about the situation. But you know who I would really love to talk to? You know who I would really want to talk to? Salute to Derek Gaines in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, why didn't she get charged for wrongful death? Bro, that's a whole other case. And I really think that the parties involved should hit her with a case or something. The men involved, I know her brother ain't going to do shit. He on the trial looking, when he was cross-examined, did she tell you that she broke his PlayStation? No. Did she tell you that she broke his phone? No. Did she tell you that she struck his brother? No. Did she tell you that she struck him? No. That wasn't in the text. It was, he hit me. Please go shoot this shit up. Oh, go get the guns. Get mama car. Not their car, their mother's car. Come on, man. But you know who I would love to talk to, y'all? Village Brothers, salute. You know I would love to talk to? That no one has spoke about it. But here's Paul Carrick, salute. Here's the person, Spurgood Marshall. Smash the like button, y'all. Joe Townsend, salute. You're right. He said because they don't want to do the work, but they want their man to look like Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler in his prime. But if they get a man that looks like Flex Wheeler in his prime, are they going to stick around when he looks like Flex Wheeler now because he had to have a leg amputated? You see? Manda Matsa Musa, salute. Now check this. You know who I would love to talk to? And if y'all can figure out who this is, let me know. Amanaz in that super chat, much love. She said, state of Florida gave them immunity, so they free. What the fuck? That woman need to burn in hell, man. She need to burn in hell. She almost got her brother killed, stupid. Got one of his friends killed, stupid. No one told them to do that. But still, over a woman's lie, someone's dead, and they almost went to jail. They almost died. And someone else got shot in that car too. Over her. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says the silly thing was that this bitch was married. Thank you. And that's who I would love to talk to. Her husband. Not her ex-husband, her husband. Number one, did he know about that relationship? Because guess what? Travis Rudolph didn't know. He didn't know. Whole time he was dealing with her, he didn't know. Because when they asked her in the courtroom, did you know that did he know that she was married? No. Well, why not? Why won't you tell him? Because you're mad that he's cheating on you and he lied to you and you start breaking up his shit. Why didn't you tell him that you was married? What was her response? He never asked.
Whoa! What?
These women today are used to one-way aggression. Do as I say, not do as I do. Now she's in there breaking up PlayStations. Calvin, what up? Breaking up PlayStations, flipping over tables because she found out he was dealing with another chick. Meanwhile, you got a whole husband somewhere. Now, what could she say? Oh, well, we were separated. Bitch, on paper, you was married. And if you were separated, you didn't tell him that. There's been times where I've gone out on dates with women and I'm like, well, so, so tell me about it. Well, I need to tell you that I'm married, but we've been separated for 2 years. We're working out the divorce. He lives way over there and I live way over here. I got my own place. He got his own place. I'm like, oh, okay. But they weren't together. But why the fuck do you have to ask that? That's information you tell right away. Yo, you ask for my number, I'm gonna give you my number, but you need to know I'm married, but I live here, he lives there, and we're going through a divorce. We just ain't got the money up. When was the last time you saw him? About a year ago or whatever? Or well, he come to get the kids, whatever the situation was. This chick was 23 years old, and as far as I know, she was childless. So you get to bust up his iPhone and PlayStation because you found another chick in his phone, but you got a whole husband somewhere. Now, if they were separated, you're still married, but you didn't say anything. But if you was cheating on him, I want to talk to the husband because, man, he had the popcorn out. Because if it's, yeah, I was separated from her, but you see, because if she was violent with him, of course she was violent with her husband. And there's probably a reason why they were separated, if they were separated. And he's probably sitting down watching this like, see, good for her. She thought she was leveling up. She really thought she was leveling up, didn't she? He's probably just a working man. Let's say he's a bum nigga. Ricky Williams in the building, salute. Let's say he's a bum nigga. He's still watching the smoke, eating popcorn. Yup. Better her than me. You see why I got away from her? He's probably high-fiving his boys. You see this bitch? Look at her now. See what she did? Now, what if he didn't know? What a way to find out. Oh, she's cheating on me with the athlete? Oh, shit. She tried to get him killed? Look at it. You get what you deserve now. Isn't it easier for him to go to his lawyer? Yo, look, this is why I need that divorce. Look what she did. Look at the trouble she caused. Everything I said is true. He could say anything now. He could make some shit up. Oh, she was abusing me. I never called the police on her because I was in love. But look at what she did. Adultery and everything else. Please get me out of this. Now let me ask this. BBL or not, is this woman dateable now? Come on now.
What?
Now listen to me. You're going to hear some things in this review of Kevin Samuels. Bella Ring, salute. You're going to hear some things in this review from this woman. Now, I just said, this woman, this 23-year-old bitch with the Travis Rudolph situation, she has a BBL. I like to meet the nigga that says, yeah, I want to date her seriously and procreate and make a family. Knowing what he knows about her. No man in their right mind should want to deal with that, with your BBL. Ladies, if you don't know, let me share this with you. We don't care about your money or what you have. We care about the type of person you are. It does nothing for us. BBL or not, I choose my sanity over a piece of ass 100%. Jizzle back in that super chat. Let's not forget about the prosecutor with her dumb self. Bro, listen, we're going to get to it, man. Wait till I review that. Exactly, Reese. Husband was like, popcorn out, let's get it. Yes, what up? With a BBL, and she wasn't ugly, but I'm watching her face, watching her face on the stand and how she was talking to the lawyer. I was like, he's gonna walk off of her demeanor alone. But remember what I said? She got a BBL and she probably can twerk and all this other stuff. And she probably got a goddamn good looking body now. But if I'm sitting across the dinner table from her, and let's say I don't know what she's gone through. Let's say I don't watch the news or nothing like that. I'm looking at her, I'm like, all right, yeah, she got a figure. I would ask something like that. Look, I'm old. I'm an older dude. I'm gonna ask straight up. The older you get, the less fucks you give, because you're less tolerant for a lot of shit. I ain't got time to lollygag. So if I was a single man, I'd just say it. Yeah, you got a nice physique. You work out? That's how you ask. You work out? And she's gonna lie. Yeah, I'm in the gym. How many days a week? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 times a week. What's your regimen? Because I'm looking at your physique. You don't say shape. I'm looking at your physique. It's pretty good because I work out every day. What's your schedule like? What do you do? What's your regimen? What do you do? And after you hear about her being full of shit, you break her down. You be like, all right, listen, did you have work done? It's okay. You had a BBL? Okay, I'm glad you survived, because a lot of bitches die off of that. How old are you? 23. The first thing I'm thinking is, what are you doing 23 years old getting a BBL? Was you morbidly obese and lost weight or something? No. Why would you do that? That's a character flaw. My brother Theo Coop in the building, $10 stupid sticker. Salute to you, good brother. Well, let's get to it. Remember what I said. Men are not going to date you because of your BBL. They might bang you. That's as far as it can go, but let's get to it. Let's do it.
Now, all this stuff.
Hello, Mr. Samuel.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. How old are you?
I am 29.
All right. So what are we talking about?
Okay, Mr. Samuel, I just heard you say, if we just give men what they really want, then we will be able to be married and have a good life with the man. I disagree.
You have any children?
I do. I have a son.
And were you married?
What was I married when I conceived? No.
Okay.
Already, she has a son. She disagrees with what he said, but she has a son and she wasn't married when she made the baby. So already we getting off on the wrong foot. Salute to our sister Amanaz in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. She says, body not great. She hasn't worked out after surgery. She was still struggling after 6 weeks. She had an infection. It takes 7 to 8 weeks to fully recover. Shorty had an infection. Oh, that's why she was sick in the crib, right? Now look, I do believe in plastic surgery. I do believe in corrective surgery. I do believe it. I believe in that. I do. If you feel you want to get something done, let's say you was 300 pounds and you got down to $147 as a woman, you're gonna have loose skin. Get the surgery. It'll make you feel better. Subscribe to Bella Ring. Salute to her. Matter of fact, if you're a content creator, please do not waste time and put your link in the chat so we can all support. Stormy says, to be disagreeable is a virtue of theirs. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, she was sick. I believe in plastic surgery. I believe in that. Fix yourself. But to be 23 years old, and I don't think she was morbidly obese. She just wanted a particular look. That's a character flaw. 23 years old, you should be in the gym hitting it hard. That's lazy. That's a mentality she has. She wants to look like all these chicks on social media with 0% of the work. She has a poor work ethic, but high expectations of what a black man is supposed to provide for her. Back at it. So already 2 seconds into this video, she has a baby daddy, not a husband. Let's go. Fair use.
Go ahead.
All right. So I disagree because I'm a social worker. So I'm in
Social worker, y'all. Social worker, y'all. Keep that in mind.
the helping field, and I was just got out of a long-term relationship. And when I was in a relationship, he would tell me, okay, I want to go back to school. I want to pursue my degree. I want to finish, I want to finish my degree. So I thought like, okay, great. Let me come up with a plan on, let's see how we get your degree. Let's see what type of money we got to put in for you to do this. But when it came down to it, that's not what he really wanted to do. So it's
hold on.
I hope y'all caught that. Fair use, y'all. Fair use. Let me let it play out. Because she's a social worker, y'all. Do y'all see her face? No, she looks troubled. But anyway, let me let it play. Go ahead. Fair use.
Are you judging all men based upon what you're talking about?
I'm not, but...
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you said you did... Okay. You say you disagreed, but I allowed you to speak, and you spent the better part of a minute describing your situation.
And like I was saying at first, like I'm a social worker, so I work with a lot of women, and I work with a lot of single women.
But do you ever get the father side of the story?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Juice, what up? First of all, let's just say I have to be real careful how I say this. I don't have a degree in psychology. But I have a relative who does. And I've learned a lot on what to listen out for and listen to as far as conversation is concerned. And every time I listen to somebody on YouTube or I look at their face, you see why on YouTube, if you choose to have a conversation with somebody, it's important that you can see their face. You know why that's important? You need to see who you're talking to. If y'all not subscribed to Theo Coop, there's something wrong with you. Let's get that brother to 50K. He's doing big things. He's doing real big things. I want that brother to be by 100K by Christmas. I want to see something. I want to see something. Theo know what I want to see. I want to get that brother another 50K by Christmas. I want to see something. I want to see something. Keep all goals lateral, family. Keep all goals lateral, family. I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to eat. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, can't push a man to do what you want. Exactly. 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 Yeah, Theo. Yeah. Mona D. Speaking of, everyone go subscribe to Mona D. Put a link in the chat, please. Put a link in the chat. This sister's another sister doing big things. I want y'all to shine, y'all, for real. I want y'all to shine. Y'all deserve it. You put in work, you get what you deserve. The reason why when you put people on your panel and stuff, I tell people cam up unless I know you. Because if I want to have a conversation with you, I need to look you in the face. One of the things that I went back and forth with Femi on the DM, I said, look, all of this back and forth, and you actually was trolling me on LaRon's page. I said, look, I'm not for that. I don't know why you're doing that, but if you want to have a conversation, come on my show. Non-threatening. I'm not bringing you on there to call you out your name or nothing like that, but let's have a conversation because I think we're knocking heads and things get lost when you're texting and things get lost in translation. And I said, look, I just have a rule. You gotta cam up. And she didn't want to cam up. She didn't. And I said, look, I mean, it's only fair. You're on here firing shots. I think it's fair that if we have a conversation, I want to look you in the eye so we can have a conversation. I said, I'm not going to bring you on here to call you out your name or do anything. It's not about that. I want to come to I want to have a discussion. Keith's open doors, salute. So I said, look, I want to have an adult conversation so we can come to an understanding if possible. And I convinced her to come on to the show. And there was a lot of things that I noticed about her body language. Forget about her body, y'all. I'm not clowning her. Those things that I noticed about her body language, her demeanor, okay? How she postured herself. She couldn't keep still. She overtalked me. She was loud. She was vulgar. And I needed y'all to see that. I don't have a psychology degree. I don't. But there were things that I picked up. I know a lot of psychologists and I know a psychiatrist, and there's things that I've spoken to. Well, they're in my family. There's things that they tell me to look for in people. Little things. I don't have a degree, but there's little things. So when I have these conversations, when I'm watching YouTube and these panels, I don't like talking to pulsating letters, because you'll be amazed when they hit. Y'all ever been watching a panel where the person's going off and I'll give you an example. Everyone in the chat pretty much knows who BFTB is. One day, some dude was on his panel, and y'all know how our brother do. He was servicing him, killing him with facts. It's a boxing channel, y'all, for y'all don't know. And this dude was in his feelings, and somehow he turned his camera on by accident. And guess what we saw? A fat dude, ass naked. What are you doing? Edgar, what up? What are you doing having a conversation with another grown man, undressed, naked? What the hell was you doing, dude? Weirdo? Do y'all remember that? That's why I tell people, man. Yeah, I need that button, Quiet Storm. Hey, yo, what the boop? I was watching it, I'm listening, I'm like, man, this dude, and then somehow he turned the camera on. I said, yo, did he do that on purpose? Yeah, bro, Stormy. That part. See, I was gonna leave that out. That part. I'm not kidding. That happened. I'm not kidding. And then when you put it into perspective, Anthony, what up? When you put it into perspective, you say, wait a minute. This foolish mortal is a foolish mortal. Then you say, yeah, wait a minute. Why am I arguing with a fool who, look, love who you love, but you was really going back and forth about boxing while you was laying in bed ass naked with another man? Fix that. Get dressed, turn the camera on, have a conversation. I don't know if you was rolling over and hit your camera by, but the camera came on. And we was like, whoa, what the hell? Some of these dudes got weird avatars. Some dude was in the chat talking crazy to people. Then when he clicked the link, how he typed was how he sounded. He sounded like he was partially retarded. And his icon was Bart Simpson performing a sexual act on Lisa Simpson, brother and sister in the cartoon. And I was like, what the fuck? What is that? Tom, this was like a year and a half ago. I'm not kidding, that happened. These people are crazy. That's what I'm saying. Yo, look, you can get the smoke, but turn your camera on. I need to know what I'm dealing with here. I can't talk. And you can sound very articulate in the chat. You can write really well. You can sound articulate through a pulsating letter on the screen. You might have a cool looking avatar, but damn all of that. I need to look you in the eyes because I need to see what I'm dealing with. So when she came on there acting all, I knew she was going to do that. I just sat back and I needed y'all to see that, to see what we're dealing with. And the sad fact is that's 80% of the black women here. You see? My brother Theo Coop in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, hey, yo, what the fool? Naked debating, but in bed with another man. Theo, that's a true story. I was going to leave that part out. Smoking talk, salute, be more. That's a true story. Theo, yo, I'm telling you, the boxing, some of the weirdest fans come out. I'm not kidding. Go to BFTB Boxing and go to his catalog and just pick a show. It gets crazy. Oh, yeah, this part. Did y'all know about this? The men with the female avatars parading as women in your chat. Do you know about that? That's happened. Ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous stuff. That's why we tell you, turn your camera on. We need to know what we're dealing with. It's ridiculous, man. Anyway, let's get back to this. So already, you see a character flaw with this woman. And I'm looking at her. During this conversation, I saw this live. This was on Instagram. I saw this live when it happened. And I was listening to it. But then I had stopped what I was doing as the conversation went on. When I looked at her face, I saw all kinds of weird. I'm like, she looked crazy. She actually believes her nonsense. But let's listen to it.
I'm sorry. Hold on, ma'am. You get one side. There are three sides. Hers, his, and the truth. And guess what? I can pull up video after video of women breaking the law, lying, and females believing it. 74-year-old man in Idaho Springs.
Listen to this. Fair use. Listen to this.
Tasered, framed, and stroked out because his neighbor, who was drunk, high, and had multiple felonies, lied and said he had. Go look it up, guys. And that guy didn't get anything. And you know what the female cop was over there? This old man, they tasered him in his own home, planted evidence on him, and they were more concerned with the woman who was drunk and high. So, women tend to believe women's sob stories. And you cannot be an intelligent person and tell me just because you're a social worker, hearing one side of the story, knowing you're a single mother predisposed to having a heart for women, but you
hear that? We said common sense salute. That's right. Fair use, y'all. But listen, you see what he just said? She's a social worker. And she already has a preconceived notion of the relationship between men and women. But she's supposed to be counseling women, but she's automatically going in with the biased thought process. She's taking their side because of how she feels relationship works. But how could you tell me how a relationship works when you had a kid out of wedlock? But, that's just me. Let's go ahead.
You're getting a balanced picture. Logically tell me that's what you're doing.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not only am I a social worker, I am a female, and I do work with a lot of single women that I have seen.
A lot of single women who choose to marry before they carry.
He meant procreate without marrying. He said it backwards, but you know what he meant.
Do things out of order, and you don't get the father's story, right?
I'm speaking of.
Look, I'm gonna point something out. And she did this a second time. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. I'm gonna bring it back to when he asked the question again. I need you to look at her eyes because she does something. She looks to her right side. When something registered, but she wants to stand on her square and she knows it's not right, she looks to her right and answers the question. But she stands on her square. Watch this. Look at her eyes.
Story, right?
Boom.
I'm speaking about dating, Mr. Sam.
No, ma'am. I'm speaking about.
Y'all saw that? I just want y'all to see that.
You're trying to set the table in a bullshit way. Do these women in so?
Jesus Christ. Her face is telling everything. She knows her thought process is not normal. One of the things Mr. Samuels always used to say is, when women are getting therapy, he would ask, what sex is the therapist? You need to get to a male therapist. Don't get a female therapist. Here's why. She's a counselor. She's counseling single women. She's sympathetic towards a woman's situation, even when the situation is self-inflicted. When it's a bad situation, it could be self-inflicted. So she's not helping. She's enabling the people she's counseling. Those women that she counsels, those married, those single mothers, she's enabling the behavior. Poor baby, that's right. It's not your fault. Don't worry. Men are that way. So she was probably trained, but she's helping from a place of bias, which is not really help. Look at her face, y'all. What happens when you catch a person out there and they're embarrassed? They're smiling like, oh, yeah, right. Right.
Social work come in here and they're married women who have children as a result of marriage and their husbands are still around?
Some, yes, sir.
Some, what percentage? 1 in 4 Black women were married. Be careful.
Married about 6%.
So 94% of these women aren't.
Yes, sir.
So when you say some, I don't understand why y'all do that. Some, if your kid came home and said, Mom, here's my grade, and he gave you an F minus, you said, boy, you didn't get nothing. What did you do? You got an F minus? I got some of them right. You got 6 right, but you got 94 wrong. You'd be like, oh, okay, so you got all right. You're already starting off wrong. And I'm going to tell you, in your relationship, you were wrong too. Let me tell you why. Because you said he decided he wanted to go to school. So something like that. He wanted to go to school. And immediately you pulled out your dick. And immediately you pulled out your dick. And immediately you pulled out your penis. You started figuring out what to do and how to this and how to that. That ain't your job. It was for him to figure it out. He just said what he wanted to do. Did he ask you to go do all that?
She did it again, goddammit. You can't not see it. You can't not see it. Look at her eyes, y'all. I'm showing y'all something. Look.
And immediately you pulled out your penis. You started figuring out what to do and how to this and how to that. That ain't your job. It was for him to.
Boom. I'm showing y'all. I'm showing it to you. It's registering. She knows she's wrong, but she's standing on her square. That sounds right, but it can't be right. You can't unsee it now. See? She's thinking hard. It's making sense to her. But her core beliefs prohibits her from seeing what's right in front of her. What did I just say? Y'all want to know what I just said? Cognitive dissonance is a theory in social psychology. It refers to the mental conflict that occurs when a person's behaviors and beliefs do not align. It may also happen when a person holds 2 beliefs that contradict one another. She knows what Kevin is saying is absolutely correct, but she's fighting it so hard because she's a woman and she has to be pro-woman. And to side with male logic is a contradiction to everything that she believes. Her beliefs are not aligning right now. Fair use.
Figure it out. He just said what he wanted to do. Did he ask you to go do all that? Did he say, I want to finish school? Did he ask you to go do all that? I hear you. Thank you. Put up your dick. So, just saying, many of our women, you're listening to 94% of women by your stats who aren't married, who are living at a level where they need social work. and you expect to hear good stories about men, and you don't even pay attention, and you don't listen to the father's standpoint. Well, I tell you what, Miss Social Worker, why don't you go interview the fathers to understand what they're dealing with these mothers, because they can't all be angels.
Yes, sir.
And another thing, are you saying that men are not consumers? Where in the world, if you give a market what it wants, does it not buy it if you can afford it?
Well, that's even with me. With if I go to Dillard's, if I go into Dillard's and I get in the Dillard's and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this perfume. Like I got my mindset, I'm gonna buy this perfume. But if nobody's actually selling it to me, or if I don't feel like I want to spend my money in this store,
No,
I'm not gonna
change,
do it.
Excuse me, man. You changed it. You see what you did? If I go into Dillard's and I already got my mind made up, and they don't have it, or I don't
Not
have
that
the money.
they don't
Excuse
have
me.
it, if they don't
Excuse
sell
me.
it to me.
Man, I want you guys to understand this is what they do. This is how their logic works. I said, where do you go if you give a market what it wants and it has the money to purchase and it doesn't buy? You just made up a story where I'll go to Dillard's and I got my mind made up. And that's the problem. Most women don't buy what they should buy. They buy the motherfuckers they make babies with and come into your office needing help with. That's what they do.
He cross-checked her. That's why she's smiling. You can't make yourself right. Fair use, y'all. Let's go.
Instead of shopping at Dillard's, they should have been somewhere else. Man, you're putting the problem on men. There are not enough men. You're saying that men would not make a lot. Why? Okay, then why? Let's play it the other way. Then why would men, if women were offering men in mass in general, what they wanted, why would these men choose to remain single?
I think
God damn it, she did it again. I can't unsee it, y'all. I can't unsee it. But go ahead, fair use.
Why would these men choose to remain single?
I think greed. I really do. I think greed. I think
So women, we greedy, y'all. Why do men choose to remain single? Now, this is very important. Remember what I said about the BBL. That woman is 23 years old, Travis Rudolph's bitch of an ex-girlfriend. 23 years old with a BBL. And the question was, do you think with that BBL, she can attract a man right now that'll take her serious? That's the question. That'll take her serious. At this point, Shauna, what up? At this point, no man in his right mind would deal with that chick. They'll smash her, but they'll pass on her. Fair use.
If I can get something from her, but let me see what she has to offer. Let me see if it's just a little bit better.
See, guys, what you're doing is, see, women think because everybody will fuck them, they think men have as free sexual options. How does the average man have greed in the sexual marketplace?
That's the question I wanted to get to. How does the average man have greed in the sexual marketplace when average men can't even line up and get an average woman because average women think they're above average men? Average women think that they deserve high value men. In this market, an average man, it is not easy for an average man to get laid. It's easier for an average woman to get laid. It's easier. Why? Why is that? Shauna, what are you talking about? Whatever. Let me just gonna throw this up. DC Young Fly, his girl. Y'all saw what happened to her, right? Y'all see that shit, right? Why was that young woman even entertaining the BBL? Why are you not in the gym doing squats? Why are you not getting blood work done and hitting up hard body Jake Timo so he can put you on a regiment? Why are you not putting in the work to maximize what your physical potential could be at a young age? Why are you not doing that? That young lady was already pretty. What was she doing, man? She was a mother, right? I feel bad for the kids, man. Y'all sisters really going under the knife. Not for health reasons. Y'all going under the knife for cosmetic and reasons. I mean, reasons that have nothing to do with health. Like I said, if you was 300 pounds and now you done lost all the weight, now you're 147, you're going to have loose skin. Get the surgery. But a lot of these girls, there's nothing wrong with them. They just about 20 pounds overweight. Nothing a Stairmaster and some calisthenics and a good diet regime can't fix. These bitches is lazy today. But here you got these chicks talking about, oh, men are greedy. And I need you to listen to her ideology. This is what she thinks of men.
You know how hard it is for most guys to get laid? 30%. Excuse me.
Shut up, bitch.
30% of men, 30 or under, report not having sex. 30% of men under 30 are virgins.
Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? That's a statistic, y'all. You know, statistics, something that black women don't believe in. There you go.
But you can have somebody like Gabrielle Sidibe. And what do women say? Somebody will fuck her because somebody will. Women think there's something called attraction symmetry. They think just because they can go out and offer their vagina to the market, they know somebody will take it. If I walk out and offer my penis to the market, somebody will. But will as many people, how about this? If you go in a room of 100 men and say, I'm clean, I got no diseases, I just want to hook up one night stand, no string, no attachments. Out of 100 men, how many think are gonna smash?
If we got 30% of virgins, then
No. You mix
answer,
things.
no. Answer the question
Don't play
straight up.
games, man. Put your 100 men in a room, 100 men, not 30% virgin, just 100 men. How many gonna smash?
I don't know, Mr. Sanders.
Really? Just give me a number. Heterosexual men, no. You want to have sex? You clean? How many men you think will smash?
Maybe 80.
All right. And if I put 100 women in a room with the same kind of man, average man, how many women you think gonna fuck?
Maybe 5.
60.
Not even 60. You bugging. She's bugging. Hell no. Hell no. Wash gave him a salute. Hell no. She said 60. I like to meet the chicks in her town. Hell no. No. Get out of here, man. You know, Shauna, stop being weird. Just cut it out. You know what I'm talking about. Stop being weird. You're being weird right now. You're being very, very weird. This isn't the overweight woman show. I'm making a point. I was referring to a BBL as an example. In my opinion, that woman that was dating Travis Rudolph at 23 years old with no kids that they mentioned, there's no fucking reason that woman should have had a BBL. Yeah, but this isn't the fat show. Please stay on topic. This is the lazy bitch show. All right? This is the lazy, ridiculous bitch show. Travis Rudolph's ex-girl was a lazy bitch. 23 years old getting a BBL. That's lazy. And that's a lot of black women in this country. Lazy. That's just lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy. I'm sorry, it's lazy. And that's that's the end of the discussion on his girl. This isn't about, look, she's lazy. 23 years old with a BBL. That's lazy. She wasn't obese. She wanted a particular look. And guess what? She wasn't doing it for Travis. She was doing it for herself. Because she's still gonna be on Instagram, selfie, booty shots. She didn't do that for Travis. Women get those BBLs to show men that they don't need them. All right? I already said there are exceptions to the rule. I am pro plastic surgery if you need it. If you need it. And I gave you the conditions. But that's not what this show is about. This show is about this woman right here who has life all fucked up. Fair use. Now, you already heard her.
Guys, that's the problem.
See
They
that?
think, excuse me, look in the comment section. I understand, man. No, when it's over, women think it is easy for men to get sex. As they think it's just as easy for men to get sex as it is for them.
Nope.
Because women only think about, when they talk about the sexual marketplace, you talk about the men you're interested in. Not.
You know why that's crazy? Women tend to think that it's easy for us to get laid like that. Well, let me ask you a question. Wouldn't that be admitting that a lot of women are hoes? Oh, shit.
Whoa! What
The facts, data, and statistics prove that men, black men in particular, are very careful with their penis. Only about 10% of these men, maybe a little more than 10, are reckless with their penis. But a majority of men, the sexual market is not the same for us. But if you feel it's the same for us, that must mean that you're admitting that there's a lot of hoes out here. And where do you think we can walk outside and find the hoes? We can just pick them out? No. I'll tell you what is easy. You could take your money and go get laid. But who got money for that? An average man don't got money laying around where he could just go get that. An average woman, somebody will smash. An average man, no. The dude has to work extra hard to get that. Average man takes out a woman on a date, and he turns into a foodie call. This chick, I only go out with her, when she on the weekends, on Fridays and Saturdays, and we always want to go out and eat. And then when you hit it with the question, look, we've been dating for a while. You've been dating. She's just been eating up the food that you've been buying her. I know a fella right now, well, not right now, but back in the day, he was all confused. Well, this was back when we were still in the learning process of how women work, some women. And when he popped the question on her, like, yo, I want to sleep with you. She said, how much money you got? Money? I done took you out several times. I drive you around, and, we went out to a Broadway play. And what do you mean? I mean, what you willing to spend? Whoa! I said, you stop talking to her, right? He says, no, I'm thinking about, what's it worth? Because I do want to fuck. And I had to tell him, yo, look, she, you know, she's cute and all, but you know what? She's a hoe. Because guess what? She got sexual needs too. Because somebody's fucking her for free. Now, if you go out on dates on her and with her, and you sitting in the movie theater and she's just rubbing your penis, but she's not really giving you the cheeks, and then when you finally ask for the cheeks, she said, what's it worth? What the next man's getting for free, you're paying for. Trust me. And it's always some nigga, see, nigga, you got a job and everything else. The nigga she smashing, I'm willing to bet he ain't got half the shit you got. Exactly, Stormy. Chicks came out with TLC came out with no scrubs. I ain't get offended. Them bitches wasn't talking to me. Sporty Thieves, who were from the Bronx, shout out to them, flipped the whole track and said no pigeons. And bitches got mad. They got mad. Why you got mad? Fair use, y'all. Let's go back to this woman.
At 100% of men. If 60% of men were out here, anyway. So no, that number is high. I would say closer to the best pickup artists. The best pickup artists, the guys who have all the game, who study this stuff, report a 10% close rate.
Didn't I say that?
10. And these are the guys who are the game masters.
Okay.
So you're saying that if you offered men an opportunity to women were offering men what they wanted, and they didn't have to be in the game anymore, you're saying they would stay in the game.
As a point of information, you're right. Thank you, Joseph Townsend. Thank you, Rod Neal. Thank you, Quiet Storm. Salute the Sporty Thieves out the Bronx. They were broke, as it turns out. And as a point of information, didn't Lisa Left Eye Lopez didn't get compliance that she wanted from her then boyfriend and burnt down his whole fucking mansion? How's that? How's that? Make that make sense. Fair use.
Because of greed, implying they could get more.
Yes, sir.
They don't get it, guys. They don't get it. They don't get it. No, ma'am. Ma'am. I just told you that makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. How can guys, if 30% of men aren't having sex, why would they stay in the market if they were getting what they want from a woman?
Uh-oh.
To gain more.
What?
More of what? What are they already getting if they're virgins?
Uh-oh.
We're not talking. We're not
No.
gonna talk about the 30.
No. We're going to talk. No, yes, we are, because they are part of the 100. And see, that's the point. This is so foreign of a concept.
Listen.
No offense, man. I really mean no offense. But your mind can't even wrap your head around the concept. It doesn't even compute with you. It's like, well, I don't want to talk about that because that's so far outside of my mind. And all the men are like, what are you talking about? That's the real world.
The real world.
You can't get rid of the 30. That's there. So if 100% of men are out there and 30% under the age of 30 aren't having sex, if you gave men what they wanted, which is just a fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless companion, women were saying, okay, the majority of us are that.
Uh-huh.
You say men would say, instead of taking you and going off and having consistent sex in a relationship, I would rather stay out here dating, spending my money, time, and opportunity for the possibility of sex. The possibility.
We know all men are not spending their money on women to have.
Ma'am, I don't really give a shit about the money aspect. See, you've lost the argument. No. But the thing is, I'm not trying to be funny.
She lost the argument.
That's not the point. The point is a bigger point. The point is you have just demonstrated why there's such a disconnect. You ladies have no idea what it's like to be a man. You have
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Sound the goddamn alarm. This is a body bag. This is a body bag. This woman doesn't know men. He just hit her with a stat that she didn't even know existed. 30% of men under the age 30 not having sex. So what the hell is she talking about? She didn't know that. And when he told her that, what did she say? Come on. So she thinks that men, rather than picking from a litter of women who are fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, y'all know the whole spiel. She's saying that instead of picking one of those women that they can consistently have sex with for the rest of their life, they would rather put that aside and deal with multiple women just because they're greedy. She had a bad experience with a baby daddy. And in her eyes, he would rather deal with multiple women and not deal with her. That's what she thinks. When in reality, he messed up because she's not a wife. John Pound, salute. Fair use, y'all. Let's get it.
You are so disconnected from us because all your life is spent around talking to women and listening to their stories and everything else. And when I tell you about what's going on with men, you still think that, well, that's like this. That's like this. Okay, change it from men to women. You're hungry, right? You ever been to a restaurant and there was a wait and you're hungry, right?
Yes.
All right. And there was this 2-hour wait, and the next closest restaurant, 40 miles away.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a wait there too.
Sure.
You sitting there waiting, and then they come along and say, "Well, we can sit you and your guest not at your favorite table. We can sit you at this booth, or we can sit you at the bar. And then right now, or you can wait 2 hours. What do you do?"
I'm gonna go sit at the bar because I want my
Thank you,
food
because
quick.
human beings are, thank you, and that's exactly what men are doing. If you give men what they want, how they want it, they'll sit at the bar. They won't wait to go have a chance to sit in out there or go to another restaurant. Thank you for making the point that you understand human beings operate on incentives.
Thank you.
That's how men operate too. Men will say, if you give me what I want right now, I don't need I'll take the bar. The bar is a woman giving men what they want. They won't go out here and say, well, I'll try for a better seat.
Nope.
Does that make sense?
This a restaurant, of course. We're gonna move faster.
Holy
with a
shit.
But if a
Ma'am,
man wants to go see their favorite, Mr. Samuel,
No, ma'am, no. You're gonna let me talk. This is my show. But no, you're acting like, do you understand why people use sports analogies to explain the complex concepts?
That's
do
where
you?
I do, yeah.
Because people can relate. I used a restaurant analogy because the sexual marketplace seems to be outside of your ability to relate, but you can relate to a restaurant. And now you're going to tell me, no, those things are different.
Mr. Sammy, when you use your analogy, when you use your point, when you say if you walk in the room and 100 men in there, how many do you want to have sex? You took the 30 out of it. So when it comes to my
no, I said if you walked into a room with 100 men and you said I'm down to fuck 100 of you, how many would smash?
But you took the 30% of virgins out of that 100.
No, ma'am.
No.
That's That's the sexual marketplace. There's a millions. And even, okay, let's take it that way. Even if it was 30% virgins, those virgins would fuck you.
Thank you.
If you were offering free pussy to a virgin,
Yup.
no cost, no zip, are you crazy?
The answer is yes. She's very crazy. Do you see what the hell's happening here? This is crazy. Salute the grown folk talking that super chat. Much love. He said, show's been fire. Much love. Salute to you. And make sure y'all go subscribe to Grown Folk Talk. Salute. What are you saying, Shauna? I didn't know that. I never met a man, at least in my circle, who were virgins over 20. So 30%. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, you learned something. And, you know, circles are what you make it. Circles are what you make it. The analogy I just said, when I talk to women about topics like this, they've been in the chat. When I bring up facts, data, and statistics, what was we met with? Statistics aren't 100%. They're not. They're all around the same. 3% up, 3% down, maybe equal. But you can gauge the numbers, all the same. And what are we met with? Well, from my experience and from my town, and where do you live? You could talk to somebody right here from the Bronx. Well, nah, that's not how we do it in my hood. How many times you been out your hood? You know, there's people in certain boroughs in New York City, they've never left their borough, and they be like in their 20s. They've never left the borough. Where you from? Brooklyn. When was the last time you been to Madison Square Garden? Never. You ever been to 34th Street, Manhattan? Nah. You take that for granted because you live here. So you just say, I never, you know, Statue of Liberty's in New York. I've only been 3 times in my life. Staten Island, I only been to that borough 5 times in my life. I'm 47 years old. But Staten Island is, you gotta take a bridge to get there or take a ferry. Why the fuck am I going to Staten Island? I only know but 4 people over there. And when we all hung out, we've met in Manhattan. It's just like that. But my point is, if you come from a town or wherever, your experience is different from the outside world. It's very different. Fair use, y'all.
So it's not, and then there goes to show you again, your other point is invalid when it comes
No, it's
to
not.
when
Guys,
it comes
this
to
is
dating.
I want
and
you
when it
guys to
comes to
understand.
money.
I really, I'm going to upload this. This is really female logic. This is really what it is. This is really what it is. She thinks she's really making points.
I am Mr. Samuels. I wholeheartedly, I really feel like men are greedy. Men are really out to get. It's to the highest bidder. Whoever has the most value, whoever parents, whoever family comes from the most fortune, that's the woman that wins. I have worked so many places before I became a social worker.
This is why women shouldn't be in charge of nothing.
He said, this is why women shouldn't be in charge of nothing. Do you hear her? You know what she's describing? You're right, Philip. No man stands on a podium and says, I'm a virgin. Remember growing up, y'all? You kind of looked at funny. You're a virgin. Oh my God, you're a virgin. Oh my God, you're a virgin. No. Now, guess what? It's kind of the cool thing to say now. You know why? If you worked at your craft and you make a certain amount of money, and you dress well and you smell good, and you know you're setting your career and you make pretty good money, and if you're a virgin, that means you're childless. You become the catch, and women think that they could come into your circle and throw kitty cat at you. Well, he's in his 30s, so I know he's horny. Most likely not. Thanks to you bitches twerking all over the place, all he gotta do is go home, shake dice, and get that post-nut clarity, and he's fine. The focus was his credit score, his retirement plan, his home. You're just supposed to come in and add to that. Most women today, they want to come in and take it from him, or half of it. This is why men are on defense today. Exactly, Philip. What you mean you're a virgin? You 15. That was shunned upon. There was so many dudes lying on their dick. Yo, I believe that. Not everybody who live in California been to the beach. I heard that before. So this woman thinks that all men are just greedy and they looking for the chick with the highest bag. What does that sound like to you? Doesn't that sound like a fuck boy? Who she used to dealing with? What did I say to the ladies? I said, if you're dealing with a man that is concerned about what you make for a living, and he wants to deal with you because you make whatever amount of money, didn't I tell women, head for the hills, don't deal with that guy. No man is supposed to care about what you produce because he's supposed to be the one producing. Didn't I say that? So who the fuck is she used to dealing with? Because that's not the majority of men. I'm sorry, it's 10% of men because those men are responsible for 90% of the births out of wedlock. Oh shit.
What?
Fair use.
Can I finish?
Oh, don't do that. This is why women should be in charge of nothing. I'm serious, man. You're talking about out of men, 100% of men. What percentage of men are you talking about?
I'm talking about 75% of men.
So
where did she get that stat?
Ma'am, the 75% doesn't even line up with the 30% of the virgin. You can't be greedy in a virgin.
Did you? Oh my God, this is a body bag. This is a body bag. 75%. Where did she get that stat? What research has she done? Outside of the niggas that she dealt with in a 5-block radius. I'm just throwing that out there. She's throwing out a number. I'm throwing out what I think of her. Fellas, y'all ever dealt with a chick? Oh, all men are dogs. All men are dogs. All men are dogs. Where do you live? So-and-so projects. Where'd your ex-man live? Up the block. Your man before that, down the block. The man before that, across the street. The man before that, 2 blocks over. So you dated about 4 or 5 niggas within a 3-block radius. Done fucked all of them. And all them niggas know each other. So based off of your choice, all men worldwide aren't shit. Y'all hearing this? What if I told you that this was the majority? Drew, how could you say that? Well, look at the black community now. Are we not in shambles as far as marriage being down? The number of female criminals has risen. How are we supposed to fix this? She said 75%. That doesn't match when 30% of men are virgins. So how could a virgin man look for a woman who he's not sleeping with to do anything for him? What is she talking about? Where's these numbers coming from? Wow. And she, thank you, Quiet Storm. Let me put this up there. And she's a social worker. She's a social worker, y'all. I would never let my seed sit down in front of her to talk about how to even make a sandwich. Not after this. Fair use.
But you just said that if I was to walk in a room and the 30% of virgins was there, the virgins would have.
Ma'am, do you understand? Do you understand an example and a closed? Okay. See, there's something called like an example where you're putting like a little test case over here, and then there's the real world. You're an educated woman. You should be able to bounce between these concepts. You're trying to make it all the same thing. This is what I told you guys. Men's minds are like waffles. We can compartmentalize and logically move through things. 1 0 1 0, open, close, on, off. We can do that much easier. Women's minds are like spaghetti. Everything touches. The logic runs through their feelings. That's why she keeps saying, I feel, I feel, I feel, I feel.
See?
To them, it's all one stream of consciousness. So
I feel. It's all one string of consciousness. You ever listen to a lot of women talk? When we bring up facts, data, and statistics, they bring up what? Feelings. Personal experience. Of course, a motherfucker that had never been anywhere is hating on the fact that you've gone on vacation at least 3 times a year. Oh, you went to Jamaica? Man, that shit whack. You went to the U.S. Virgin Islands? That shit whack. You went to Europe? Man, that shit whack. Well, okay, what's not whack? Oh, I'm good here. Have you ever been anywhere outside of where you live? Have you ever been out the country? Have you ever seen blue water? That's what I say to a New Yorker. Have you ever seen, other than on TV, you know the ocean water is really blue? Going to Orchard Beach here in the Bronx is a lot different from going to a goddamn island where there's blue water where you can see your feet. It's a lot different. Where it can be hot outside but not muggy. Where they don't have no air pollution advisories. So of course a motherfucker's gonna hate on the fact that they're not gonna like anything when they're not doing it, when they don't relate to it. You ever dealt with a person like that hates every goddamn thing? I mean, grouchy Smurf. I hate vacations. I hate logic. Well, nigga, you never been any goddamn where. All you do is shit on something that someone's doing because you can't do it. This woman doesn't know men. And she's a social worker telling women, it's okay, he left you. You a strong black woman. You're not telling them what they need to hear. You're telling them what, you're putting a Band-Aid on a wound that has a protruding bone out the skin that needs surgery. You're putting a Band-Aid on, you stand there with a Band-Aid. It's gonna be okay. No, if you don't take this motherfucker to the hospital, they could lose that whole limb. Don't tell them that. Tell them the truth. Bone protruding out the skin, and you standing with a Band-Aid saying it's gonna be okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I need you to look at this woman's face, y'all. She's not well. She got a degree. Listen, you can get a degree. You can study hard and graduate. It don't make you smart. All that means that you can retain information and write it down on a piece of paper. All it means that you have a good memory, but can you apply the lessons learned properly? Do you think she's applying what she learned properly? No. I would love to see what her practice looks like now.
To her, she really believes she is just on this logical path. And she doesn't realize that all the men are sitting back saying, you're talking about a small set of men extrapolating it out to all. Men are greedy. How can men, the average black man in this country earns $42,000?
Listen to this, y'all.
That's $21 an hour. How can a man who's average earner be greedy in the sexual marketplace?
Because they date women that have money. So when they date women that have...
Oh my God. How can that be when you have a bunch of women that are average, that don't want to date average men? How could that be? You got women like Ebony K. Williams. Now watch this. You got women that are not Ebony K. Williams that don't have a net worth in the millions, let alone six figures or strong double figures, that think that dating a man that's a manager at McDonald's is a step backwards, and those bitches don't even have a job. How can this be? So she means to tell me that's how you know she's used to dealing with a Pookie. Because a Pookie or a Ray Ray, the only thing they got going for themselves is some kind of swag. They got something that attracts these women to them. Good looks, above average height, big dick, something. But what do we know about those guys? That's only like 10%. And whose fault is that? Their fault. So what she's talking about is not even a goddamn majority. What is she talking about? Fair use.
Have money, and they women that comes from a family with money.
The average black woman in this country earns $37,000. So fully 50% of black men, 50% earn 42. 50% of black women earn 37. 74% of black women earn less than $50,000. And you're talking about these people who come from families and money. 80% of our children are from single parent households. You are talking about the top 10%.
Okay, did y'all catch all of that? Did y'all catch all of that? When I talk about facts, data, and statistics, do you think Kevin just made that shit up? Or is that information available on Google right now? I mentioned blackdemographics.com. Sisters right here in the chat was like, oh, no. Okay, well, how about this? How about the fucking CDC? Go look at that. If you don't want to deal with blackdemographics.com, made for us, by us, FUBU, for black people, by black people, you don't want to believe our people, go to the CDC. Because now even Oprah came out and said, yeah, black fathers are the most involved men than anybody. The CDC said that. She didn't say blackdemographics.com because, since we got a problem trusting each other, that's fine. She said the CDC. Now what? DeMarco, salute. You see what I'm saying? But I know a lot of the sisters, they don't want to believe in facts, data, and statistics. Facts mean something. Facts versus feelings. What do our brother Blue Blood always says? I deal with facts over feelings. These are the facts. And it's not registering because she feels it doesn't matter. This shit is dangerous. Eric Jordan back in that super chat salute. He says women that are educated lack common sense. It seems that way. It damn sure seems that way. It seems that way. And I'm talking about the modern women. I'm not talking about my mama, my aunts, my grandparents. No. My grandma. No. But this right here, this is concerning. You've seen it for yourself. You can't argue with someone that has the math. I don't care if you feel 2 + 2 is 5. It's really 4. You could break that down with objects. I got 2 of these in one hand. I got another 2 of these in the other hand. You put them together and that's how much? This idiot would be like, well, that depends on how you look at it. What?
What?
Big Joe Townsend in the building, man. He said, facts, Drew. Today I took my daughter to the Science Museum for 5 hours. We also went on a 2-mile walk and I just made her dinner. I guess I ain't ish. You see? Now you see this? You will still get a woman that'll look at this and say, oh, well, he's 1 in a million. No, he's actually the fucking majority. But when you research the woman that says that, she's a single mother, or she's had long-term dates with, she's dated in long relationships and dudes they want to lock her down because there's something wrong with her and she don't want to get it fixed. It's everyone else's fault but her own. You understand? You understand me? Oh, yeah, Mansa Musa.
What?
You already know. Fair use.
And you're talking about it like it's 100%. The numbers are against you.
Numbers.
The numbers.
Oh man, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Just understand what I said.
Okay.
You are talking about women with money.
I understand.
74% of black women earn less than $25 an hour or less. Would you consider $50,000 to be money?
No, absolutely not.
So by 9% of black women earn $75,000 or more.
9%, y'all.
What do you consider to be money for a woman?
Their range. You just said 75,000 or more.
So you're talking about 9%, and I said 10.
See?
It doesn't matter.
I just said
it doesn't matter. You see,
10% of
bro, this is enraging. Do you see? Do you see why when I have certain conversations with certain people, I like blow a gasket? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm showing, to my boxing heads in here. The Tyson Fury shit was like, wait a minute, he's been suspended. He's admitted to taking drugs, rolling around in the dirt with gangsters. He can't come to America anymore. And we point out all of these facts. Deflated gloves, has a history of cheating. And we point all this shit out. And people act like we're crazy. That's like talking to a modern black woman today. Do you hear this shit? But understand, do you know it's normal to deal with it? Well, to have conversations like this if you choose to? This woman is not, she's being difficult on purpose. This is what she's doing. Does her degree in sociology even mean anything at this point? Does she even realize that the math is not on her side? Tell me I'm wrong. Is anyone on her side listening to this? Does this make any sense? She has nowhere to go. And for those of the Kevin Samuels detractors, whether you're in the chat or not, you need to understand this is what he dealt with every day on his show. This doesn't get like disgusting, but there was some women that he would cross up and hit them with the facts, data, and statistics, and then they start calling them gay, and it becomes therapeutic for them to run over to Cynthia G or any one of these other nigga bitches that don't like black men. It's therapeutic to go over there because they don't believe in reality. They don't believe in numbers. So it's therapeutic to run over there. He's politely explaining this shit, and y'all are seeing it for yourself. Social worker, y'all. Fair use.
She don't get it. I said you're talking about the top 10% of women as far as earnings. Like the average guy is going after 9% of women. Do men choose women based on money first?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my God, that's the perfect question. Yes, absolutely, yes.
Oh my God. if the average black woman makes less than the average black man, how the fuck are black men choosing women based off of their income? How? And she stood on it. Did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? Did y'all hear what I said? That is impossible. Oh my God. I'm not being funny when I say this. This is why this man had a heart attack. He loved his people to a fault, man. He loved his people to the fault. He, honest to God, was trying to help. He, honest to God, was trying to help. How do you help this? How do you help this? And now that this man is gone, you know what y'all sisters are left with? See, you know what your sisters don't realize? This man was your last hope. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. He actually didn't hate you. He said it on numerous occasions. He didn't let white women in his mixer group on Facebook because he dealt with a lot of high value men. We're talking about strong six figures, high earners. That criteria he speaks on had him in the mixer group. He didn't let white women in there. He wanted to reserve those men for black women. Did y'all know that? You ain't know that. You too busy hating on him, seeing clips of this, because you can chop this up and make it look like he's talking down on her. No, this is a conversation. That's why I asked these sisters, have you sat through a whole show? No, but there's a whole fucking channel on YouTube called Kevin Samuels Highlights or some shit. He ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just him getting into it with chicks. And I guess that's funny. It's not funny. That's why I'm reacting to this. I'm bringing truth to what this man was about. He's gone now. And while y'all tap dancing and celebrating his death, you know what you're left with? A bunch of men that said, hey man, how Kevin is feeling, we've been feeling for decades. You know what? Fuck that. We all gonna speak up now. And you know what? They ain't thinking like him. They ain't starting no mixer group and trying to keep the black unity. They would like for the black people to stay together. But if you bitches don't want to be together, fine. Leave. Get the fuck out. Get away from us then. That's what they're saying. But while we're at it, we're going to put out the truth. And what are black women saying? Hey, Jay, what up? Hey, you know, they don't like us anyway. You get your passports and leave. We don't care. Get out. Y'all didn't care when they were here, but y'all caring when they're leaving? They're exercising their options? Now y'all care? Oh, well, y'all can leave. Y'all don't have to say anything. Why every time I got to turn on my computer, there's somebody celebrating that they're leaving and they're living somewhere else? Why are you paying attention to what a guy that you didn't want, that you would never date, what he does anyway? Ignore it. Oh, well, they're only over there fucking with girls that can't even speak English, and they have tin roofs and dirt floors, and they don't have no education. Meanwhile, your ass never been to any of the countries that these men are exploring. And surprise, surprise, why are you acting like there's no internet in the fucking Philippines or in Thailand? Y'all done started a fight with those women that y'all weren't even prepared for. And I told the dudes, don't get on not on my shit. Don't get on no, yo, don't insult my black queens. Fuck that. Stay out of that. Stay out of that. Stay out of that. Exactly, Stormy. Vivica A. Fox celebrated this man's death. She done fucked the wall. She done crashed through the wall. She's bloated now. She doesn't look like she did in the 90s. She's bloated. She looked like she went from the hot chick on the block to the auntie trying to maintain her looks. Bitch, 50 Cent didn't want to deal with you. and you were stalking him. You was Vivica A. Fox. 50 Cent at the time was just a rapper. What are you doing? Where's your man? Why are you not married? You're rich. Your net worth is in the millions. It has to be. You have no man. But here this man is. And this is an example of what he dealt with night in and night out. With some of the things, because he had a lot of good phone calls and he had a lot of good dialogue. But this shit is dangerous. The math ain't adding up to what she's saying. She's really saying, original man salute. She's really saying that black men are dating women for money when on average black women make less money than the average black man. Where the fuck does this make sense? Are you kidding me? Make it make sense, y'all. Fair use.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Where you from, man? Where you from, man?
I'm from Mississippi.
Mississippi goddamn variants. I swear to God.
Oh my God. Yo, Mr. Shelton, you gotta hold that L. Thank you much. Mississippi, you gotta hold that L. I'm sorry.
I'm from Mississippi.
When people are poor, they honestly believe, especially when you're poor-minded. So men pick women based on money.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at her smiling when she says that shit.
Yes.
Fair use.
No, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not even, I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to do you.
I'll make you famous.
You're going to become famous, man. Because men pick women based upon looks first.
Yep.
In the comment section, gentlemen. Ma'am, were you raised with your father?
I was.
Do you have any brothers?
I don't.
Okay. And you're how old again?
29.
You've been wrong on fully about 80% of the things that have come out of your mouth. And you haven't, and it doesn't matter if I use facts, data. You can go, and you're a social worker, go pull it all this for yourself. You're saying that men pick women based upon the money. Okay, then there's a question. Why do you have women like Jill Scott? What was that woman's name?
I did, and you've given me so much ammunition, brother. Thank you, Philip D. Thank you. I did, and we're going to get to work. I'm going to be right back here tomorrow. We're going to get to work. Thank you, Philip D. Fair use, y'all.
Down here in Georgia. Ran for governor. Stacy, whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, the lady with the GO.
Mm-hmm. Why do you have these women who are chronically single if men pick women based upon money first?
Uh-oh.
Why do black women report the more education they have and the more money they make being less married?
Listen.
I don't know.
You don't know. Oh my God, you don't know. You don't know.
Whoa, what the it's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, frog when he did ride, Crambo. Frog when he did ride, Crambo.
Take that!
We can wrap this up right now. I'm gonna let it go for another 10 minutes. You see this? Where you get your facts, data, and statistics from? I don't know. That's right, Philip D. She's pulling stats out of her ass. She don't know this shit. Average women make less than average men. The marriage rate is down. How the fuck are men picking women based off of their income? What are you talking about, you stupid ass? Fair use.
According to what you say, men pick women based upon money first.
Yeah.
But according to the numbers, they don't. Stacey Abrams, successful woman. She has money. Where's her husband? Gabrielle Sidibe. She had to go get an average-looking white dude. Do you want to retract that statement?
No, she doesn't. Let me stop the show for a minute for my brother Calvin in that Cash App. Salute to you. Cash App, he says, for the topic. Salute to you. Then he got another one. He said, I see now this shit finna go hard, man. Salute to you, good brother. Back in the Cash App, he said, she sounds like a control freak. Yes. Back in the Cash App, the brother says, he saw through her bullshit. Yes. Why are these fighting? Why are these shorties fighting the facts? And not for nothing, you want me to be petty for 1 second? And salute to you, Calvin Moore, in that Cash App. Much love and appreciation. You want me to be real petty with it? Why is she on here with her eyebrows looking like a fucking Japanimation? Y'all saw Fist of the North Star? Kenshiro? Bushy brow? What? Watch out! Looking ass. Look at her eyebrows. Why the fuck are you on? She look like she could scrub day old spaghetti sauce off a dried cast iron pan. I'm just being petty, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Salute to you, Calvin, in that Cash App, man. Much love and appreciation. Fair use, y'all.
I don't. I stand on that, and I believe that. I mean, that's just some women. I mean, some women that you're not. Oprah. Oprah has a man.
Oprah's fucking married.
She's not married, but she has money.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yo, my man, how many bitches are Oprah Winfrey? Okay, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, and who? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't use Beyonce. She's married. And Jay-Z's net worth is more than his wife's. So Oprah Winfrey and who else? Who else? This bitch is out of her cotton-picking mind with her slave mentality.
But she could be married if she
No, she
wanted.
couldn't. No, she couldn't.
Nope.
Oprah could not be married to Stedman if she wanted to.
What the?
First of all, I move Oprah to the side because Oprah, there's a question about something. Man, why? So, what do men choose women based upon? If women choose men based upon money, what do men choose women based upon?
Men choose women based upon money. Women pick men solely off love.
Whoa! What the that's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy when he courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy when he courting, he did ride Crambo. Froggy when he courting, he did ride a sword and a revolver by his side. Crambo kills That's a hard part right in there, and then nephew. Crambo killed a la flop a doodle yellow, but too long did he cover up top bottom it. Crambo. Aliole. And the yodel goes right in there somewhere, but it's a little too high for me.
What?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Shut up! Damn!
Fair use.
And this is a social worker, yo. I mean, I'm to the point where I don't even want to make any jokes because this is so sad.
It's the truth.
No, ma'am. You are danger, and you advise other women.
I do. Absolutely, yes. I do. Absolutely, yes.
Ma'am, you really should have said that.
Why? It's the truth. I wouldn't lie to you. It's the truth.
Because you shouldn't be advising anybody. This woman actually says men pick women based upon money. Then if that's the case, why do women who have PhDs and MBAs and everything else, why aren't they married? Especially in our community. Because we have the most educated women, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why do we have the lowest marriage rate?
Sometimes
one in four black women will marry anybody.
1 in 4 women will marry anybody. Black, white, Asian, Latino, don't matter. Here he go again with the stats. And what does she say?
Not just black men. 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime.
I need you to look at her face. She's bursting at the goddamn seams. What is she using to support what she's saying? Other than her feelings. We're dealing with facts versus feelings. What is she using to support any of this shit? Fair use.
So you can't make it a black man issue. If men you're not gonna fucking put this on black men. I will destroy you if you try that shit. I said okay, as long as you don't try that, we can have the conversation. But 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime. If we have the most educated, meaning making money and education, then why are they the least married? If men choose women based upon status.
Some women are very busy. They have busy schedules. Some educated women have very busy schedules. So they really don't have time to date.
Talk to me about, excuse me, ma'am.
Detroit, BC, salute.
I don't want to talk about, see what you do is when you start losing the argument, you start to deflect to the minority. Talk to me about the majority. 50% of the women in question were educated.
Bumpy, what up?
But yet 1 in 4 were married. Don't talk to me about some. Talk to me about the majority.
Talk about the majority.
1 in 4 married. And actually, the marital rate drops as black women go up in education and up in income.
Oh! Talk about that. Marriage drops as they go up in education and income. Why is that? You know why? Status. I'm a PhD looking ass. I'm a PhD. Woke, what's going on? PhD. I got all this education. I make 6 figures. I have my own private practice. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a plastic surgeon. So I can't get with a man that makes $42,000 a year. Thank you, Quiet Storm. I can't date the bus driver if he owns the bus. Looking ass. That aged well, didn't it? That's why your ass is freezing your fucking eggs. Y'all saw that clip? I saw it on someone uploaded it because I'm not on TikTok. Not yet. I'm gonna go to TikTok just to record the nonsense, and I'm gonna fucking review it because there's a lot of nonsense for me to talk about on there. Why? Isn't it strange that she has to freeze her eggs at 39 years old? That's a defeated woman. That's a defeated. Well, she's defeated. Y'all saw the rich auntie, the black chick. I saw it on Instagram because someone got it from TikTok, and I got into it with some chicks on that post. Shorty was like, I don't know why y'all keep bothering me about this rich auntie life. I have my own money. I date for pleasure. That's my dog. She's living her best life. I don't want to date or marry somebody's dusty ass son. Well, bitch, guess what? Two things. If you're going to refer to a man that you date or marry as a dusty, that tells me everything I need to know about where you're looking for these dudes. If you're dating for fun, fine. That tells me you believe in casual sex with no commitment. So off the bat, you can't get mad if a man doesn't want to deal with you outside of spreading your cheeks apart, which is cool. And you're entitled to that. But here's what's important. Black woman, don't you dare in your life turn around and talk about the problems in the black community. You're adding to them. Why? The rich auntie is not what Kevin Samuels was ever about. The Pookies and Ray Rays was not what Kevin Samuels was about. We're trying to grow our community. I sat here and said, hey man, black people only make up 13% of the population in America, in the United States. People disagreed. Well, you know why you can't disagree with that? Y'all forgetting one important stat. Since 1975 up until Roe vs. Wade, which was recently, black women were responsible for 20 million abortions. Please, before you come up in here with that, oh, what about grape? That's like under 1%. 20 million abortions in the black community was not all grape. It wasn't that. That's not the majority. That's beneath the minority. Talk about the majority. Talk about the women that listen to Cosmopolitan magazine. They listened to this white woman that told you it was okay to be a free spirit, have premarital sex, have as many sex partners as you can. We're women strong, and you can do it all by yourself. You don't need no man. Worry about your career, don't worry about building a family. Meanwhile, the whole time she was married with a child, and she was concerned about her family while she was telling you to do the goddamn opposite. And you black women followed that tune also. So with all your education and all your money, which is also the minority, by the way, because the average black woman makes less money than the average black man. But you have a rich thought process to the point where you feel you don't need no black man. Or then you're thinking, I can divest. And then the facts come out that these other ethnicities, they'll fuck you, but they won't marry you. The majority won't marry you. Why? They look at you as a sex object. This is real shit. They think you're exotic. That's real. All the conversations. I did a show about that. When these black women meet these other ethnicities, I've never been with a black woman before. And they start talking about sex. Y'all over-sexualize yourselves. Y'all don't need our help. Turn on social media. Y'all getting y'all waist snatched, y'all twerking all over the place, y'all wearing a ton of makeup on your face. Y'all do it to yourselves. And then get mad when average men say, hey, I got a passport and it don't cost that much to go out another country and explore my options. And y'all get mad at them. Thank you, original man. Next to white men, black men are the most desired on earth. Did y'all know that? See, that's why y'all bitches can't stand that shit. Because a lot of these brothers are going to places where they appreciate it. And your foodie calls, the nigga that you stringing along just for dinner dates and everything else, they're leaving. Stormy said, can you find a black woman that combs her hair? I'm done. What Bumpy say? My brother Bumpy, he said, they said on The View today that when women were scientifically finding a way to reproduce without men, we should all be worried. Hey, these bitches are freezing their eggs. They have really conditioned black women to believe that y'all don't need us. So between that and men saying, fuck it, we ain't gonna fight for y'all. Y'all don't want us anyway. Y'all are getting locked up like men. Y'all are drug trafficking. And yeah, I just told you the video of the chick busting shots at the other chick. That shit that normally men would do. Now y'all doing it? And we talking about, yo, y'all too masculine? And then you got women like this. Women like this. Name one fact, data, statistic that she provided other than her goddamn feelings. This shit is dangerous, y'all. But I know Kevin Samuels was the enemy, right? Do y'all know that this was what his show was? Exposing shit like this? So when I ask a woman, did you watch the goddamn show? No, you saw highlights. You saw World Star highlights and thought he was a villain. He hate black men. He's a narcissist. He's toxic. He's so negative. But have you watched the show? No, I don't need to watch the show. Bitch, yes, you do. You can't walk in on one movie of Star Wars in the middle of that movie and know the whole goddamn story. It's impossible. You'll be like, well, why'd that happen? Well, in the previous movie, why'd that happen? Well, in the previous movie. But if you got a short attention span and you're on motherfucking Prozac, I'm not even talking to you. Especially if you've been listening to this bitch. Not to mention wearing the same hair to the women that they insult, like the Filipinas. Rachel Dornaire came on there and gave it to you, motherfuckers. See, black men, we're used to getting shit on by women like this. But y'all crossed the line when men started going to the Philippines, Thailand, Africa to look for original women over there. And then y'all insulted the women that they were courting. Joke was on you. That lasted long. That beef lasted about a month and a half, didn't it? Because all those women jumped on social media. Sisters in Kenya. What, you think we don't have the internet over here? Look at my city. Look at my body. No BBL. D cups, flat stomach, big old ass, chocolate, dark skin. What the fuck y'all doing over here? Eating McDonald's. Getting dates to goddamn Olive Garden. You're a serial dater. All these niggas do is take you out to eat and you turn around and wonder why you gained 20 pounds in 2 months? That's right, Chilltown Majors going to DR. And all men are asking you, yo, we wouldn't leave if y'all got it together over here. Y'all wasn't doing this 30 years ago. What happened? Yeah, Bumpy, you're right. And then there's that shit. Y'all let that, I ain't even going, that's a whole nother show, brother. Fair use.
Which is an up in status. Why does marriage drop? Don't tell me about the ones that are some that are too busy. If men pick women based on if men pick women based on status, why are these higher status women more unmarried?
Go.
I believe that they get to the point where it's like, I've been single, I've been alone by myself.
She believes, right? Here's my question. She believes, right? How many wealthy women does she know that actually told her that? None. You know why? Because she says she believes, which means she don't know. Fair use.
Or while they're getting their education, they're dating, but it's just not a connection.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Man, you just contradicted your own point and you won't stop. You said men pick women on status, and I'm saying why are the women that have more status less married? You said men pick women based on status. And you have to explain why the women who have higher status are less married.
They choose not to be. They choose not to be after.
This is your enemy, gentlemen.
Execute Order 66.
66.
I'm going to be honest, man. I'm going to be honest. This conversation ranks right up there with that smile conversation I had. Black women not wanting to smile at black men. This is one of the saddest conversations I've had with a black woman in my life. And the fact that nothing I'm saying, none of the data, none of it, is moving you off of your erroneous, false, demonstrably erroneous percent. You're just doubling and tripling down. You haven't opened your mind and say, well, maybe, well, that doesn't really make sense. Or maybe that's what I thought or felt, but let me go back and you doubled and tripled down. Do you have a son or a daughter?
I have a son.
Christ.
Oh, shit.
Christ. Christ.
Let me ask you
Almighty.
something, okay? And I mean no disrespect. I really don't. I really don't. But are you trolling me? Are you trolling me?
I'm not.
Well, even if we were talking as just two educated people, man, do your feelings trump facts?
No.
So if you feel something is one way or another, and facts are presented to show you the opposite, do you change your mind?
Sometimes I have to, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. Why would you not change your mind?
If I have this just gut feeling, if I just had this strong feeling, I won't waver off of it.
So if facts, impartial, you can be proven factually that something is correct, true, right. You're saying that as an educated woman, that there are times where you'll sit back and just ignore the facts based upon a strong gut feeling.
See that?
Yes.
See?
Is that how you're going to raise your son?
Off my morals, yes.
Morals.
That's not morals. Are you going to raise your son to look at facts that he can verify and prove, scientific method or whatever, and then say, I'm going to go off my strong gut feeling?
See
Is
this?
that how you're going to raise your son?
Yes.
We have another young black statistic, y'all.
There you go. I'm gonna end it right there. See that? See? There you go. Single black woman got full custody. She's raising her son to be a bitch. Feelings over facts. You see that? But Kevin was a demon though, right? He was wrong, right? You see, did you see that? Do you know how many conversations he had with women just like that? But you know what normally happened is when he hit him with the facts, data, and statistics, they would just get in their feelings and start cursing him out. Y'all saw that? There you go. Facts versus feelings. A ridiculous stance. And she's raising a fucking boy to be a soy boy. Gut feeling over facts. Listen, go to the roof of a building and jump off. You don't believe in gravity? Gravity will prove you otherwise. You understand? You ain't got to believe in it. It'll prove you. I don't believe in gravity. I don't believe you. Okay. You ain't got to believe in God. You ain't got to believe in Allah. You ain't got to believe in Buddha, Jesus. You ain't got to believe in none of that. But watch this. I'm a believer in God. Okay, so now you're at the top of the building. I'm going to jump off this building. God will save me. Wait a minute, what? I'm going to jump off this building and God will save me. Save you how? Look, I know you're heavily religious, but it don't work that way. There's something called science, and it's a fact that if you jump off this building, is anything down there? You ain't trolling me, right? There's not a big old like pillow down there or something. If you jump off this building with 30 flights in the air, you're gonna die, man. God gave you godly sense not to do shit like this. But you should know that if you jump off this building, you are going to fall and hit that ground. There's no firemen down there. There's no pillows. There's no trampoline. You're gonna die, man. You're going to hit the ground, go to the kingdom of heaven. God's going to say, why'd you do that? Well, I thought you'd save me. I gave you a brain, you dummy. You should have known not to do that. You're 30 plus years old. Yeah, but you were supposed to save me. I gave you sense and you behaved like a moron. You killed yourself. That's against my rules. Turn an about face and go to the fucking dude I threw out of here. He's waiting for you downstairs. Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa!
As he falls.
What?
Right the hell. I can't believe this. That I got aggravated looking. There's a lot of Kevin Samuels shit that I've laughed at. Cause I'm like, man, I can't believe that woman was that stupid. I can't believe there was a few dudes that was up there that was like ridiculous. But that was sad. And I feel sorry for that boy. And I'm wondering, he did make her famous. I'm wondering, I want to update on her. I don't know her name or whatever, but I want to know. Because if she lived in my town, I'd be like, yo, I didn't know you was that fucked up. Watch this. There was probably a dude thinking about, yeah, I might court her. She's cute. I know she got a little boy and all, but then one day he saw on Kevin Samuels. Maybe it's a whole year later. And he's like, oh man, I didn't know she was that fucked up. Can you imagine having a conversation with her? And you could be 100% right, but her core beliefs prohibit her from thinking logically. Stupid. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. One more time for the Godfather. More to come. Because, again, I'm going to start doing these reactions because it needs to be done. And hell, when we make the same points that he make, they accuse us of ripping him off anyway. We're not ripping him off. He's just saying the same shit. I'm 47 years old. And I have an older brother, and we've been saying the same shit for over 30 years. It's out there now. Ladies, if you hate him, just understand he was your last savior, because the dudes that are left, especially since he watched y'all dance on his grave, you left with guys saying, you know what? F y'all anyway. Y'all left with the Blizzard King, Dennis Sperling. Y'all left with that. He's giving you a reason to hate. Kevin didn't do that. Ta-da! It's like y'all thought y'all went to Iraq. Y'all thought I'm gonna go into Iraq and I'm gonna take out Saddam and his sons. And then you realize, wait a minute, he had all these other lunatics in control because y'all took him out. And what's going on in there now? You got different factions and everything's gotten worse. Well, this is the opposite of that. There was a guy you didn't like, and when he went home to the Lord, y'all thought it was all good. Guess what? It's been a year now. How many of y'all bitches' relationship lives got better? Uh-oh. I'll see y'all in the AM, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Salute y'all. Much love. And I'll catch you on the rebound.